the Killers bringing us into Good Morning Football, presented by Rocket Mortgage, live in New York City at home at our breakfast table. It is Super Bowl week, baby, and we are here to break it all down. My name's Kay Adams, Nate Burleson, Peter Schrager, Kyle Brandt. You, my friend, are off to Tampa.
I am off to Tampa, okay? It's going down. We made it. Right? You remember them home shows? Us trying to figure out if the season was actually going to happen. So shout out to everybody behind the scenes. I know we're on TV all of the time talking about the game, but there's so many people in this show and all around the league that helped make this happen. I'm glad we finally made it, though, guys.
So give me a little sneak peek. I haven't talked to you about this. What do you got going on in Tampa?
Well, we have some great interviews cooked up for CBS, of course. A great pregame show, halftime, of course, some surprises, and then the postgame. Stick around. The game is going to do the heavy lifting. We're just the supporting.
Nate, are you going to wear a suit with shorts? It's Florida.
This is what are we doing?
That's a good question.
I do have something different.
Okay.
But no, not shorts, though. Okay. I have something special.
All right.
I'll see if you guys like it.
Sleeveless suit or something like that? Come on, baby.
What do the prop bets say about what
Great question.
Yeah.
Here we go, Nate.
Joe Theismann is on our program. Saints head coach Sean Payton joining us this hour. Devontae Smith. We have CeeDee Lamb and Chase Young all right here, right now. It's time for the lead block.
Time for the lead block.
And we welcome in two absolute stars, our intrepid reporters with us all week long. Omar Ruiz with the Chiefs. We've got Sarah Walsh with the Bucs side of things. Omar, good morning to you. The Chiefs have two game-changing pass catchers who really have funneled targets in their direction these entire season in Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. How have they gotten and gelled to be this successful together this season in specifics?
Good morning, Kay. Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill have been electrifying throughout their careers, and as a tandem, they're rewriting the record books. They are the first teammates in NFL history to both have multiple 100-yard receiving games in the same postseason. Patrick Mahomes telling me that what's made them so successful on the field is how well each of their skill sets complements the other. Tyreek Hill's ability to go long and win against man coverage opens up the middle of the field for Travis Kelce to dominate. Bucs corner Sean Murphy-Bunting told me what he's seen from that dynamic duo is how they feed off of one another emotionally. When one player does well, the other goes crazy for him, obviously trying to limit that as much as possible on Super Bowl Sunday. For more on how they might be able to do that, let's send it down to Sarah Walsh.
Tyreek Hill absolutely destroyed the Bucs in Week 12. 269 receiving yards, 3 touchdowns, most of that damage done in the first quarter. So cornerback Carlton Davis, who was on him that day in what was statistically the worst game of his career, was asked how he was able to shake off that game. He said, "I'm a defensive back in the NFL. What happened doesn't change who I am, what I do, or how I approach the game." He said he's learned to become even keel. You move on, he told us, and you grow. And what the Bucs learned about that game is they need some help covering Hill. They were getting burned when it was single coverage, just Carlton on him. When they started to send a safety over the top, things got better. For all the Tyreek talk, Davis told us the more it's about them, the more it becomes about them. Here's what we're focusing on. It's about us. This is all about how we carry out our game plan, Kay?
Thank you so much, Sarah. Down in sunny Tampa, Florida, getting set for Super Bowl 55. Omar Ruiz will make his way down there with those Chiefs a little bit later this week. We'll talk to you throughout the morning here on Good Morning Football. We just updated the bingo card from Super Bowl 55 bingo at GMFB. We might need to break those out again, Kyle, because we have to talk about Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. He was, of course, asked about the impact that his coach had on his career this week, and here's how he responded.
And I'm just incredibly grateful for what he's meant in my life as a coach. And he was everything you could ask for as a player. And, I love my time. I had 2 incredible decades there. And, my football journey took me to a different place. And I certainly could never have accomplished the things in my career without his support and his teachings, and incredible coach and mentor for me. And I've had a lot of those in my career, but obviously, he's at the top of the list.
Obviously, a lot of respect and gratitude coming from Tom Brady. Our guy, Scott Pearley, take a look. He weighed in on Brady versus Belichick this week on MMQB, saying people questioning who is more responsible or people choosing to say one or another, it's being incredibly disrespectful to everyone involved. Schrags, what do you think?
In all due respect to Scott, no, look, I think what Scott's saying in that quote is that when you look at the last 20 years, it's hard to say, well, it was this guy or this guy. But if you were to ask me, who's in a better place right now,
Yeah.
I would say...
Who won the breakup?
It's got to be Tom Brady. And what makes this a win for Tom Brady, if you're asking who got the better of the deal, is that he's happy. I don't know if Belichick's thrilled with what he's got in New England right now. I'm sure he looks at his trophy case and is not losing any sleep. But Brady is a different Brady than he was in New England a year ago. Now, maybe Brady was a young, fun-loving guy with commercials with his offensive linemen in the early years. But I got to sit with him last year before a Week 16 game against the Buffalo Bills, and Brady wasn't throwing his teammates under the bus. He was just saying it's hard when, you know, Jacoby might not know the play. He's talking about Jacoby Myers, and Nikhil might not know necessarily the route. I don't blame them. It's just that's what we're dealing with, and I have a standard that's up here, and I don't feel like I'm reaching it right now. Wasn't blaming the other guys. He was saying it was a collective thing. Now, this was Brady after he beat Drew Brees in a divisional round game in New Orleans. Look at the smile on this guy's face. It comes out right about here.
Hey.
Like, I did it. I did it. Happiness, joy. That one right there is just, that's nirvana.
Eyebrow raise.
There. That is just joy and a face that we did not see in the last couple years. That's Alex Guerrero. He's talking, who's, by the way, welcome in Tampa with open arms and has a Buccaneers outfit on.
What do you mean by that?
What's up?
What do you mean by that? He was welcome in Tampa.
Alex Guerrero is with the TB12 method. There was stories coming out that
Not
maybe
so
Brady
welcome.
wasn't so welcome by Belichick at one point.
He might have won the divorce, Guerrero.
Guerrero's happy as heck. And now this is Brady.
Business is booming, huh?
Yesterday.
Yeah.
Look at that moment. Was Brady doing that as a Patriot? I don't know. I don't know. It's a different Tom Brady. I know Brady has all these weapons and he's winning. But to me, happiness. He's always going to have the amazing life and the rings and the wife and the kids and the fantastic wealth. Happiness with a football team. And the New England fans are saying, yeah, but he was happy, sure. But right now, I think Tom Brady is living his best life, at least in the last decade.
Well, how happy will he be if he loses by 3 touchdowns this weekend? He has to win this game. Like, the Brady-Belichick relationship is about rings. And there's no NFC, AFC title game ring. And this divorce it's not Tomlin, Roethlisberger, you know, Rodgers, McCarthy. This is like Charles and Diana. Like, this is the big one. And I think in terms of declaring a winner, I think that guy has earned some time to see what he does. It's great that Brady's here. It's miraculous. It's better than great. Give Belichick an offseason to work on this thing. I mean, I think the Bucs and the Patriots took a risk on a quarterback. I think the Patriots' risk blew up in their face. Cam Newton couldn't throw a football halfway through the season. This is a team that got destroyed by opt-outs, who's starting Brian Hoyer in a game, who's hanging tough. Just, if you think that Bill Belichick is just going to sit pat and let Brady go do his thing and not make a bold move at quarterback this season, then you don't know Bill Belichick. I think he will do something radical, bold, and there's no way I'm going to sit here and say, Brady won the divorce. It's not even close. And by the way, if they win this weekend, sometimes the worst thing you can do after a divorce is quickly put a new ring on your finger. Trust me, it's my childhood. You don't want that. I don't declare any winner. No, give him some time.
How many years do you want? Like 2 or 3
This
years
got real.
for Bill?
I think 2 or 3 years, yeah.
Sure.
This is a historical thing. We had 20, and now you don't get one season Brady wins. First of all, Brady's in the Super Bowl. He might get destroyed this weekend. There's no winner yet. I don't hear no bell, Nate.
Yeah, no doubt about it. The marriage between Tom Brady and the New England Patriots, we thought they'd never get a divorce. It was like Will and Jada. No matter what they went through, they're still going to be together. And then he ends up getting an
Belichick's just looking at him with that ash in his face.
He's in an entanglement with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And he actually left. But listen, Scott Pioli, with all due respect.
Coupling.
I hear you, Scott Pioli.
Throwback.
And I respect what Scott Pioli says because he's been there. He knows what it's like to be inside those walls. And there's only a few people that can speak from that perspective. And when they do talk, I'll listen. So because of that, there's another guy that knows what it's like to not only be there, but be next to Brady, be next to Belichick. Danny Amendola spoke, and I think this might be the realest thing I've ever heard as it pertains to the Patriot way or Tom Brady being a New England Patriot and now Tampa Bay Buccaneer. He said this on First Things First. When you see Patriot way in the dictionary, it's going to have Tom Brady's name next to it. Tom Brady is the Patriot way.
Wow, this is...
And that's the reason why Tom Brady's in the Super Bowl right now and the Patriots aren't. This is a strong statement.
That is as strong as it gets.
Listen, it's one thing for me on TV, a guy who doesn't know what it's like to say, the Patriot way is Tom Brady. I mean, he takes it with him, puts it in his pocket, he uses it wherever he goes. But for Danny Amendola to say that, a guy who knows what it's like, he could easily have said the Patriot way is a system. And Tom Brady took a piece of that system, and now that system is in Tampa. No, that's not what he said at all. He said the Patriot way is Tom Brady. And for Danny to say that, and I know him personally, and he's been a Patriot, Those words are heavy to me.
We should, I heard those words, and I heard him on Colin Cowherd. We should say he did say that he loved the way Bill Belichick coached. He didn't come after Bill Belichick and what he meant to his legacy or Brady. Like, that's very much interchanged. I just think it's, even if we give the win to Tom, Nate, after this first year, you have to be careful to not get in the territory where we're tarnishing or taking away from Bill Belichick, don't you think?
I would never say that. I love Bill Belichick. I speak on him highly. I think he's the best coach to ever do it. I'm just repeating the words that Danny Amendola said, and those words are real.
Tom's the first one to say he's the player he is because of Bill, right?
He gave him a lot of credit there. He could have easily said, well, that's the pass, and I'm with Bruce. He didn't.
For sure.
All right, at GMFB, we've got Tom Pelissero with us right now. We are 4 days away from Super Bowl 55. What do we know about some of these Bucs players that have been dealing with some injuries, namely Antonio Brown?
Okay, Bucs coach Bruce Arians said Tuesday was a bonus day for his team. They had strictly a walkthrough, about 40 to 50 snaps, and Arians said all three of his key injured players, Antonio Brown, Jordan Whitehead, and Antoine Winfield Jr., did participate in that walkthrough. However, when it comes to actually practicing, Arians said, and I quote, they're still not ready to go. Winfield of those three appears to be the closest as he comes back from that ankle injury that sidelined him for the NFC Championship game. On the final injury report,